don't care how good the chemistry is because chemistry won't wake up at 3 a.m. to console you when you lost someone close to you or when you are going through hard times. The moment someone makes me question my worth or stop prioritizing me, I lose interest just like that. I stop giving second chances to men who don't value me from the start. Because let's be honest, what makes you think they will change their mind? Just because you're pretty, just because you're smart, or just because you're out of their league? Trust me, none of this matters if a guy doesn't want you or doesn't see you in his future. Very often, when you sign up for free trial, there is usually a trial period of 30 days, and users will almost instantly recognize the value of the platform through the products and service it offers. Besides that, the additional features from the premium subscription allow users to recognize the perceived value of it, such as ad-free streaming, exclusive content, and multiple device syncing. Just like any other subscription-based model, it requires a monthly payment, so it depends on how valuable the features mean to you and whether they're worth paying for. Well, the concept of dating is exactly the same as your premium subscription on Netflix or YouTube. Let me explain. Before you make the decision to subscribe and commit to anything, you will naturally weigh the pros and cons of the platform, checking if it's suitable for you, if it's a need or want in the current stage of your life, or if it will elevate your life in any way. This is how dating should be. You evaluate the man for who he is and decide if it's worth a shot. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that women are more superior than men when it comes to dating, but very often, men do this to women as well. It's just that most women are driven by emotions and feelings, so they tend to go all in with a man they barely knew, while most men are driven by logic and perspective, so they care about ROI, return on investment. They won't make a decision that's not in their best interest. In fact, men are usually upfront about their intention through their actions. For instance, if he really likes you, he will ask you out consistently. By the way, texting is the lowest form of effort. It only takes 5 seconds to text, "How's your day?" and you'll be surprised that it's very easy to forward the same text to 10 other women. If a man is only interested in texting you for weeks without asking you out, most of the time he's just bored, so he's using you as a form of entertainment. As a woman, you hold the power to set an example for yourself. If you want to be hot and unbothered, find out what it takes to be one and follow the steps to become one. By the way, I filmed an episode on that, so you can check it out after this. For instance, my definition of hot and unbothered means my standards always come first before anything else. In the early stages of dating, my desire, my emotions, or my feelings is not a priority. Instead, his character, his values, and his principles are the top priority because it matters more than you think, especially if you're looking for long-term compatibility, which works exactly the same as committing to a subscription. Basically, you're dating his character, his values, and his principles. These are the features that you pay for with your time, your energy, and your presence. When he is inconsistent with his replies or he doesn't take you out on dates consistently, it can only mean one thing. He's not ready for anything serious, which means he's not subscribing to you, and he's not willing to pay for the subscription, which also means he doesn't see your value at all. In this case, what you should do is to pull back your energy and remove yourself. Never try to prove to him that you are the better option. Girl, move on. Let's be real, you will never know if they were on a break or they just broke up over a heated argument. But honestly, none of this matters because he's not the kind of guy who fits your standards anyway. For me, I have zero tolerance policy when it comes to hot and cold behavior. Inconsistency gives me the ick. Trust me, nothing kills attraction more than inconsistency. Imagine that you paid for Netflix, but the platform is outdated and it keeps crashing. If the IT support team can't solve the problem in time or deliver content consistently, it will make you, the user, feel like the subscription is overpriced for what you're paying for. Over time, you will probably cancel it and subscribe to HBO Max instead. This is the right way to approach dating. Don't take it personally when someone is unable to match what you offer because they lack the capacity to accept you and love you for who you are. Most of the time, it has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with their level of awareness and maturity when it comes to dating. Very often, their inability to show up for you is the limit of their capacity in that moment. If a man tells you early on that he is bad at texting, that he is not really looking for a relationship right now, or he has commitment issues, you have to take his words seriously. He is offloading the guilt of knowing that he is wasting your time and he's also managing your expectations. Basically, he's telling you who he is, so when he behaves in a very non-committal way, you can't say that he didn't warn you because he did. The truth is, people that truly love you care about how they make you feel and they won't make you guilty for how you feel. It's that simple. Men are not complicated unlike women. In general, men are direct, straightforward, and transparent. They're not as good in expressing themselves verbally, so you have to watch their actions instead. What does this say about men? Well, a man needs to feel like he has to earn you before he develops any real love for you. There must be an investment because let's be honest, feelings come and go, but love is a choice. For a man to earn his way through your heart, he knows he has to take actions by investing in you, whether it be mentally, emotionally, or financially. He knows he has to be his best self and show up for you through his actions because he wants you to take him seriously and consider him as your partner. This is why women don't have to do much in a healthy, loving relationship once a man has made up his mind to be with you. On the other hand, you'll be surprised that men who love to overcompensate are just doing it for their own ego. He may be flaky one day, but loving the next day, because he's trying to preserve his masculinity by asserting dominance and control, when it's just a toxic way to hide his insecurities. When a man is deeply insecure, he'll always feel like he has something to prove, and you have to constantly validate him all the time. Otherwise, he will find someone else for validation. So if a man doesn't prove his intention by devoting his time and effort to you since day one, trust me, he is not your man. He's just using you as a placeholder before he finds someone else who is worthy of respect, someone who prioritizes herself above everything else. For instance, I have been paying for a yearly premium subscription on YouTube because I know the value it brings into my life and the cost of it is justified based on my needs. The thing is, YouTube doesn't have to do much to convince me to subscribe. This applies to dating as well. When a man decides to commit to you, he's willing to invest upfront because he sees the value in you. In fact, it goes both ways. You get to decide how long you want to give a man your time, your energy, and your presence. Once the free trial is over, you can either continue dating him or simply end it. But here's the brutal truth. Are you living up to your standards or are you just overvaluing yourself? Because here's the thing no one talks about. These days, women love to say that they have high standards, but it doesn't mean anything if you have not embodied it yourself. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love when women have standards, but you have to step into your power and own it. After all, talk is cheap and people who fall for words easily are constantly manipulated by others. Let's be real, it's very easy for anyone to say, I only date mature masculine providers, but you'll be surprised that most women are still entertaining men who don't pay on dates, they're still sleeping with men for free, and they're still complaining why those men never commit. Here's the problem, you are not looking at how your actions have betrayed yourself and impacted the way men see you. Don't get me wrong, I'm not asking you to seek for men's validation, but you have to understand how men operate. Healthy masculine men exist and they want to show up for women who are worth their time and mean what they say. For instance, if you don't do 50-50, let him know. If you prefer to date men with the same religion, the same values, and the same lifestyle, let him know. If you're ready for marriage, let him know. There's nothing wrong with being transparent. What you want matters as much as what he wants. Look, I know how convenient it is to blame men for ghosting you, dumping you after the third date, or leading you on for months, but most of the time, his actions are obvious. It's right in your face. You are just overthinking it, making him seem like the problem when you could have walked away after the first red flag. Eventually, the ball is in your court. The decision is yours to make. No one can force you to date a man who doesn't appreciate you. Let me tell you something. Once you truly understand the male psychology, which I've talked about in my previous episode, I can assure you that you will never waste your time and energy overthinking about men ever again. If you think that being chill will get a man to commit to you, you are greatly mistaken. This is what I mean by free trial. Men will continue to use you for however long you decide. It can be weeks, months, or years. By the way, being chill is a standard that superficial people impose to maintain access to you without any effort. 90% of the time, men don't get together with women they sleep with on the first date. It's human nature to want free things with minimal effort, just like winning a lottery. The only thing you have to do is to input your desired numbers, hoping to strike millions and retire for the rest of your life. If you feel that asking a man for commitment will push him away, his answer will tell you everything you need to know. At the end of the day, do you really want to extend your free trial to someone who doesn't see your value? Thank you for watching and click to subscribe if you enjoy my content. Bye!